Thank you for joining me for conducting Level 3. In conducting Level 2, we talked about how to cut off the ensemble when we get to the end of the piece or the end of a phrase. In this Level 3 video, we're going to talk about giving cues to the ensemble. A cue is a gesture that we make to bring the ensemble's attention to something that's happening in the music. And sometimes it's not the full ensemble, sometimes it's just a section, and sometimes it might be just one player. But we'll use our non-baton hand to bring somebody's attention to something that's happening in the music. Often it's when they begin playing, or maybe it's when they need to accent a note, or maybe it's just something that we figured out that somebody tends to forget and we want to bring their attention to it. The gesture that we're going to use for the cue is just a little touch with the pointer finger of our other hand. Touch. It comes downward just a little bit and bounces back up. Now, like the cutoff, it requires some preparation because we don't want to leave our non-conducting hand here the entire time just so that we can be ready to do that. So, one beat before the cue, we want to get that hand up into this position so that we can give the cue and then get it out of the way. So, if the cue is on count 2, in 4/4 time, let's say, we would bring the hand up on 1 and give the cue on 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. If the cue is on count 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. If the cue is on count 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's jump right into giving the cues while conducting. So we'll start in 2/4 time. Remember, in 2/4 time, it's kind of like a capital J with the baton going to the outside, and then the final count being on a higher plane than the first count. 1, 2. So, if the cue is on count 1, we'll want to get ready for that, and it will be 1, 2. If the cue is on count 2, 1, 2. So you'll start to see that sometimes the motion of the cue is in the same direction as the baton, as in this case, and sometimes the motion of the cue is in the opposite direction of the baton, like that. Okay. 1, 2, or 1, 2. The opposite direction of the baton. Let's try that with the other hand. Here's the 2/4 with no cue, 1, 2, and here it is with a cue on 1, 1, 2, and on count 2, 1, 2. Let's look at those one more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. In 3/4 time, the 3 pattern is 1, 2, 3, with 3 being on the higher plane. Here's the cue on count 1. 1, 2, 3. Here's the cue on count 2. 1, 2, 3. And here's the cue on count 3. 1, 2, 3. In the other hand, the pattern by itself, 1, 2, 3. The cue on count 1. 1, 2, 3. The cue on count 2. 1, 2, 3. And the cue on count 3. 1, 2, 3. And now, 4/4 time. The baton's in my right hand to begin, and here's the 4 pattern by itself. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the cue on count 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cue on count 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cue on count 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a cue on the final count. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's that example of the cue motion being a down, while the baton motion is an up. 4, 4. Let's try it in the other hand. My left hand, your right hand, the regular beat pattern, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here's a cue on count 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cue on count 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. A cue on count 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And a cue on count 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember that you want to get set for the cue a count before it happens. So if the cue is on count 2, try to get your hand up on count 1 and give the cue on count 2. So now let's put it all together. We'll start in 2/4 time. We'll conduct a measure of 2/4 without any cues, then immediately go into a measure of 2/4 with a cue on count 1, and then immediately into a measure of 2/4 with the cue on count 2. My right hand, your left. Here's the whole sequence. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Did you see what we did? A regular measure of 2, a measure of 2 with the cue on count 1, and a measure of 2 with the cue on count 2. Here it is in the other hand. My left hand, your right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. That's what you want to do for 2/4 time. Now here it is in 3/4 time. An empty measure, a cue on count 1, a cue on count 2, and a cue on count 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. Other hand. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. 4/4 time. My right hand, your left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. My left hand, your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's what you're going to try to do. The sequence of 2/4 to 3/4 to 4/4. You can pause between, but within the meter, try to keep on rolling. An empty measure, a cue on the first count, and then a cue on each of the other counts. You certainly don't need to do it in both hands. Choose the one that's most comfortable for you, and best of luck.